Hey there, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video, I'm going to do a review of the Plum Paper horizontal lined with notes layout. So Plum Paper is one of my all-time favorite planner companies. Love all their planner layouts, all the cute patterns and colors, so adorable, and you can personalize it with your monogram, which of course I absolutely love. Okay, so the horizontal line with notes layout is my favorite, and the reason being is that I use it to pre-plan my week. So in this video, I'm going to show how I pre-plan it, and then I'm also going to do a comparison between the colorful, which is this one here, and then neutral. So if you're trying to do a toss-up between the two and decide, then I'll do a flick through and hopefully it'll help make your decision a bit easier. Alright, so let's do the pre-planning the week part first. So if you follow my blog, you know that I have tried a different planner each year for 2017. It's now 2018, and I'm going to continue using different planner layouts because I just love trying all different planners. So before I use the actual planner, which you see when I post on the blog, I do a pre-plan of the week, and I do that using the Plum Paper horizontal lined with notes layout. So the reason that I love using it for pre-planning the week is that you get these two columns for each week. So I put down the priority tasks that need to get done, and then things that I'll do if I have time, and in the top box I put my main focus for the week. So this is kind of like my brain dump. I was previously using just a notepad and scratch paper, but it was all just a jumbled mess, and it was disorganized, and I didn't like it. I just love using planners, and I was like, I have all these planners lying around that I've only used 1 or 2 weeks of. Why not make better use of it? So I did. Definitely prefer to use a planner because it keeps it contained and organized, and then I can put down all of the tasks I'm going to do, transfer it into my weekly planner, and then that I'm using that week, and then I come back here and do a journal of what I actually did get done. So on the blog, I've just put BP if I published a blog post. I don't need to write what the actual blog post was because I put that in my actual weekly spread, so I'm not going to like duplicate. I just need to know if I posted that week or not. Now the reason that I record this is because I can see, okay, what am I doing this week? Did I schedule to do 3 posts and I only published 2? Why was that? Did I overschedule too much? It helps you like be accountable with what you did actually do so you don't overschedule too much. I'm one of those people where if there's white space on the page, then I just feel the need to fill it. So if you're like that as well, you might want to try doing this sort of weekly journal reflection type thing. I've found it really helpful for planning. And then I just put down other things that I did, random things that popped up that weren't expected or planned. So then I know to allow a little bit of extra time for these sorts of things, or if this sort of stuff tends to pop up on a certain day of the week, I can keep that in mind when doing my weekly planning. In some of the later weeks, I've been using this for about 6 months now. I won't show you them because they are really messy. This was one of the first weeks that I did it, and it was very neat and organized. But the other ones should not be seen by the public eye. They're pretty messy, chicken scratch everywhere. One thing I will note that I did in later weeks was highlight. So if I did something, then I highlighted it. So then at the end of the week, like, yeah, you can do check boxes in your weekly spread, but I just like to highlight off the pre-plan as well. And then I can come back here when I'm pre-planning the next week and see what didn't get done, so I can move it to the next week when I'm planning it. Similar to the bullet journal system where you keep writing out the tasks, it really reinforces that if you're writing this out multiple times, why didn't you do it? Like, is it because you didn't want to do it, because you need to delegate it, because you didn't have enough time, so you're trying to schedule too much? So it's really helped, I guess, plan my week better and schedule it better. So that's how I've been using the planner. And let's have a look at the actual spread, like from start to finish, of all the dates at a glance pages, monthly calendars, and all that stuff. Okay, so this one was the 2017 planner. Now I'm recording this in 2018, and you'll notice that it is a fresh planner. Completely new and unused. Love it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, she's just wasted a whole bunch of money. She's got an expired planner. No, I don't really care about dates on a planner. It doesn't bother me at all. I will prefer, if there's an option to buy an undated planner, I'll buy an undated planner. Now the reason being is because I can just add date dot stickers or just white out the dates myself and write them in myself. Because I'm using this to pre-plan my week, I don't really care about dates. It's pretty much just an organized brain dumping scratch paper. So, I mean, I can just throw it out at the end of the year if I don't want it. So I don't really care about the dates. So if you want to do this pre-planning the week, then buying a planner when it's expired or partly used is a really good idea. So if you're going to buy a planner that is for the calendar year, have a look around March to May when they start to go on clearance. If you're doing a academic year, have a look around January, because then they'll go on clearance, then you can get one real cheap. Okay, so in the start of the horizontal line with notes layout, you've got the typical this belongs to page. Then we go into the dates at a glance page. The special dates, so I tend to use these pages for monthly planning, like the theme of my blog or any products that I'm going to launch. You could also use it for birthdays as well, and they do have a second page which is blank, so you can add your own titles in if you wanted to do like 15-minute cleaning task, 30-minute, or a seasonal checklist, or anything else that you want to use these pages for. The paper of Plum Paper is really nice and smooth. Love it. It's really nice to write on. Love it, love it, love it. The dividers are a bit more than paper, but they're like a thin, as you can see, real bendy cardstock. I'd probably just call it thicker paper, to be honest. The tabs are really sturdy though. They're laminated and they're not budging. As you can see, they're pretty sturdy, which is great, and also big, so it's easy to grab a hold of. Normally I prefer a cardstock divider, but because it's protected, it hasn't been damaged at all, as you can see from my other one. This one here, which I used for about 6 months, like the tabs aren't damaged. They're in pretty good nick, even though I was using it every week. Okay, so in the January, well, for each month, you've got the highlights page. So I quite like this page with the top 3 because that's how I tend to plan my week. And then you've got all these other list sections, including ones where you can add your own. Now, I tend to use a header sticker, so if you want to know how to make them, there'll be a tutorial in the description box below, which I shared on my blog on how to make header stickers. So if you don't want to put events or you want to put something else there, you can just cover it up with a header sticker. And then we go into the lined paper, so like scratch paper for the month, which is good, or list making, and then the monthly calendar. So each month has a different color, which are quite cute and simple colors. With the ombre effect, ombre, however you pronounce it, it looks quite cute. One thing that I will note though with January, because it's quite a dark color, if you write something in the sidebar here, it's kind of hard to see it, so I'd recommend using a white pen, such as the Uniball Signo has one, and then if you write it in white, it's easier to see. It'd probably be better if they just used a lighter color, then you could actually see what you'd written, or you could also just get a header sticker if you wanted to cover it up as well. So the monthly calendar starts on a Sunday, but the weekly spread starts on a Monday, which is a bit weird. Well, it's weird to me. A lot of planner companies do it. Not sure what the logic is behind it, but it just doesn't work with how I think, so that is definitely a con. Because it is a US planner, it's got the US holidays printed. They don't take up much space, like they've abbreviated, so you don't use up all of the box with just writing the public holiday as some planner companies do, so that's really good. Down the bottom we've got the dates at a glance section. To be honest, I don't really use these because I can just flick to that month and have a look at the calendar, but if you like having that, it's there. Otherwise you could always just cover it up with a sticker. So pretty big space to write with still having a little bit of colour on the page, which is great. So it's like minimalist with a pop of colour. Then we go into the weekly spread. Okay, so I kind of already showed it before. So you've got the 2 lists on the side, and then the notes section up the top, the dates at a glance calendar, and then the weekly spread. Now you'll notice that these ones are greyed out, whereas that one's purple. So one of the odd things that Plum Paper does, which not many companies do, is they include the last dates of the previous month on that spread. So if we go to February, then it starts with a greyed out box for the 30th and the 31st, and then it starts the colours of February. So if we go back to the last week of January, it's got those dates in colour and these ones greyed out. So you're kind of doubling up. So what I tend to do is just plan my whole week on these pages, even with the grey, and then you can come back to this page over here that you didn't use and put a printable on there, or you could just do some monthly review page, because there isn't one, there's only the monthly like planning. I mean, you could use it for like review with that part there, or with this page, but I've just taken to converting the stuff that was unused into just jotting down a few notes of what happened that month, or things to improve on, and the like. So, I mean, you do get sort of extra pages, I guess, in that way for planning. So it starts on a Monday, like I said before, but the monthly calendar starts on a Sunday, which is a bit odd. I mean, up to you. If it bugs you, you could always just put some date dot stickers and rejig the dates, but then you kind of just be wasting time. You're probably better off just buying a planner that starts on the same date if it really concerns you. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the colours. So February is this really pretty purple. March is my favourite. Look how nice that purple is. So pretty. The tabs are pretty sturdy and big too, so they're easy to grip. And we've got tones of orange. I'll take you to one of the orange so you can see it. Very simple divider cover page. Really nice pop of colour. Love it. And we've got the greens. This color here is also my favorite. Very nice sort of mint slash green. Now, as for the monthly calendar, you'll know whenever I do a review video, if you've watched a couple, that I always check what they do at the end of the month. So unfortunately, this one split the box. Not happy. So I just get white out and rub that line out and the date out and the holiday, and I just move it up to the top box here. Doesn't make sense to me when planner companies do that, because you've just halved the amount of planning space. So it's just like, why then you've got all this dead space up the top here, which is a bit stupid to me. So I always just white it out and put it up the top here instead. Alright, so let's go to the back of the planner. So, go to the back. We have some grid dot paper, which you could do for a year in pixels tracker. If you've seen those on Instagram, those look quite cute and colourful and rainbow. You could do like a daily schedule. If you have the same things that you do on a weekend, you could put it here and refer to it. And then we've got password log, which is always handy. My contacts page. I'm not really sure why planner companies still include this, because most people just keep this on their phone. It's there if you need it. I tend to just use these for more website logins, like I'll have the website username, password listed on there, or you could also just use it for list making and brain dumping. US holidays, so like I said, it's a US planner company for the current year, next year, and the year after that. And then we have the next year, so remember this was a 2017 planner, so it's got 2018. In the 2018 version, this is a 2019 page. And again, that starts on a Sunday in line with the monthly calendar, but not with the weekly spread. And then the pocket folder. So it's pretty roomy. As you can see, I can get my whole hand in there. And it's double-sided, which is pretty good. So at the back, we have the same cover as the front. It's like a shiny, smooth cardstock type cover. Not really sure what the material is. And then it has that clear to protect it as well. So different to laminate, like some planners use, like the Erin Condren. I personally feel like it's a bit cheap when they just do laminate, and I actually prefer this like frosted cover. I feel like it protects it more, but it does attract dirt like with laminate as well. Okay, so that's the colourful version. Let's look at the neutral. So for the neutral, which I'm going to use for 2018 as my blog planner, I got a customized cover. So how cute is this? I got it monogrammed, love it. And then I also love the little coloured anchor here. Huge fan of all things nautical. I don't know what it is about anchors, but they just look so cute. And then you can choose what text you want, so I opted to put blog planner. Now notice this one's quite a bit fatter because I got extras pages added in. This one was their good to go planner, where you just buy it as is with no extras added in. That's why it's a bit thinner. You do have to pay extra for the extras pages. Okay, so let's have a look at the neutral. So similar to the colourful one, except the tab sizing is smaller, and for the extra stuff that you add at the back, they'll add in a tab that corresponds with it as well. So the actual layout is the exact same, just the colours. So instead of a colourful effect, they've just put like this neutral grey blue kind of tone throughout it. Still got the dates at a glance pages and that special dates page, the ideas page, and then the tabs are a lot more simple. So if you know a guy that wants a planner, this might be a good one because it's not very feminine and girly. It's very simple and neutral. If you like to plan with a lot of colour, you might want to go with the neutral, because then you can go crazy with stickers and colours and not feel like it's clashing, or have to coordinate with the colours of that monthly spread. Same deal with the layout as the colourful version. So that's what the colours of the neutral look like. If I just grab the colourful one, we can do a quick comparison. So let's say if I went with green for August, which is really pretty, you can see the difference in the colours. I personally prefer the colourful, but the neutral is available if you prefer. Alright, let's go to the back bit. Same deal throughout. And you can choose your start month as well, which is really good about Plum Paper. Okay, so let's go to the extras pages that I picked. So I picked the kitchen conversions page because it's super handy. I'm thinking about ripping it out, laminating it, and putting it on my fridge. I did make a printable of it, but I just really like this visual where they have the little like icons. It looks so cute. Love it. Okay, so then in the meal planning add-on, you've got some grocery lists and then monthly meal planning. You could always use this page for another purpose. I tend to do that with a lot of extras pages and planner layouts. I'll just take like the base layout and then customize it to suit my needs. If you get sick of customizing Agendio, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Agendio is a company you might want to look at. I'll include the link below this video, and they'll do a custom planner with custom layouts as well, but it is more expensive. It's very similar to the Plum Paper, but you do have to pay for those customization options, and you can get to choose all your extras layouts and like design the page yourself. Whereas with most planner companies like the Plum Paper, you have to just pick from their pre-selected ones. Although the Plum Paper is about half the cost if you do start putting add-ons to the Agendio. So if you're on a budget, go with Plum Paper. If you've got the money, maybe go with Agendio instead. The monthly meals. And then at the back of that, you've got some meal ideas pages. There's quite a few of these groceries and monthly meal planning stuff. So the monthly meals is fine, but I'd probably need more of the groceries and ingredients pages, especially if you're a basket shopper like I am. So I'll probably do like maybe like 8 shops a month, not just 4. Alright, so favorite meals. Very nice page, and you've got little checkboxes. Love checkboxes, so cute. Alright, so meal ideas, and then take out restaurants. Then in this one here, I got the blogging add-on because this is going to be my blog planner. So for each month, we've got the post ideas, goals, to-dos, final posting schedule, income and expenses, and the blog stats, which is nice, but I mean, that's not really any room to write in numbers. Maybe they're just saying like maybe 1 for ranking of what's the most popular social network, but to me, I'd like to actually want to put the numbers, so that's a pretty useless column with. So we've got some of those monthly blogging pages, and then at the back we have some other ones. As you can see, I've just done a big flip through. Alrighty, we have the monthly task page. So this one's a really nice habit tracker style. Love habit trackers, they save so much space. We've got blog post ideas, to-do lists, quite a few of those, never have too many, giveaways and reviews, advertising, annual planner for blogging, and the yearly overview with your expenses as well for each year. Each month, so you can do the total for the year, which is quite handy. So that's a nifty little pack. They're only like $5 for the extension pack, so for me it's worth it. You could always use printables and add your own if you wanted to, but these ones are pretty cheap, and then they already come bound in it, so I prefer to just pay for it. And then it's all coordinated. I'm really OCD about things being coordinated, so I'd rather just get the coordinating ones and hack it to my needs, and then I can just use printables in another notebook if I need extra space. So you've got the brainstorming page if you're doing a project, milestone tasks. This one's quite a nice one. I'm going to try it for an e-course, planning an e-course. Keep going. Some grid dot paper. This one here was some meeting notes, but I'm thinking about using this for weekly planning or project planner. And then this one here was the gratitude section. So not really into doing gratitude stuff. I was thinking about using this as a blog planner. So I was going to put the blog post title and then all the workflow tasks, and then use these to number which order I'm going to publish them in. So I really like this simple layout, and that this part's like lined, so it doesn't get too messy. So that's why I got the gratitude section. Keep going. Some extra dot paper at the back. And then if we go right to the very back, we have the contacts, US holidays, just like with the colourful version, and then the 2020 calendar. Again, double-sided pocket folder, very roomy, cardstock, and then the same cover pattern as the front. So for my personal opinion, I prefer to use the colourful, but you may prefer the neutral. So I hope you found this video helpful in deciding. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more planner videos. I do tend to post one each week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.